So this is my NXT deadline review and pretty great show. Like it was much better than Survivor Series. It is kind of a pay-per-view where there are stakes but for future events rather than things happening on the show as such. And there were surprising things, like especially the thing which happened with Javon Evans winning the Iron Survivor and Oba Femi winning the NXT Championship, because I actually thought that they were going into a direction where they'll probably have Miles Bone win, have him be like another defense of Ricky Saints going forward, maybe give Javon Evans and Leon Slater a chance at the NXT Tag Team Championship, because you anyways don't really have that many teams for Dark State to go up against. And that was not the direction which happened. Completely opposite. Like Javon Evans won at the last moment. I think I think except Dijon, I think everyone shined in the match. They all got their spots. It was 1-1-1 for everyone, and in the end, like you had Henry outside, you had Miles going into the ring, Javon getting a surprise roll up. Before that, you had Leon Slater with a frog splash and just chaos happening. And just in the last seconds, Javon Evans winning. And then Tony D'Angelo returns. They had Oba, confronting Javon from the stage, but then you had the lights go down. You had a video like on like the Brooklyn Bridge or something, and you had like a silhouette of some man walking in a jacket, and then you just had Tony D'Angelo with his killer beard, with I think maybe the same hairdo but with his side shaved, and he just attacked Javon, and then like I don't know what did he threw those black things, and he was staring down Oba, and Oba was like his expression was like he was seeing a ghost, because Tony D'Angelo was the first guy to defeat him in NXT. He took the NXT North American Championship. He ended his historic reign as North American champion, and they have history. So this is actually a great scene, because you have Oba and Javon going up against each other, who already have history, where it was like Javon was just so close, but in the end, Oba retained the championship, and Oba was like, "You can never become champion." He has that opportunity again. You have Tony D'Angelo coming back after months of absence, after like defeating Stax and I think the other guy in a triple threat match. You have their history there, so it's a very good NXT main event scene. You also have Ricky Saints waiting for his maybe a pretend not a rematch, because then it will be like rematch city. But I'm kind of disappointed. The match was good between Oba and Ricky. It's just that like Ricky losing, while you the whole program was that Ricky was kind of not sure of himself. Oba was also like, "You're a blip," and in the end he was a blip. They showed respect. Oba also like had to use his finisher twice, but it's like is Ricky the guy in the like black mask who attacked uh, at Survivor Series? Is he that guy? Or are you still going to have Ricky involved in the NXT Championship scene? I don't have a problem if Ricky now just goes up to the main roster, because you need guys like Oba and Ricky on the main roster. Like you can insert them anywhere. One thing I'm also excited, like you're gonna get Oba Femi versus Cody Rhodes. You're getting Sol Ruka versus Bailey. It's actually the right move by WWE to have like NXT people facing main roster people on this show, because it's John Cena's last match. So you're gonna have a lot of people who don't really watch wrestling, or you who used to watch wrestling, watch that show, and they will see the guys who are going to be bigger stars in the future having matches with the already established veterans on the show. So it will be good. I don't know if it's for the WWE Championship or not. I think it's just like a normal, say, champion versus champion non title match. But it's going to be really fun. I think the show is going to be really fun. Another surprise that Kendall Gray won the North America, Kendall Gray won the Iron Survivor for the women. and that was also a pretty great match. Like in the end, like Kendall was the one because both Kendall and Kalani were put in the box by Sol Ruka after she pinned them. But then Kalani got into the ring, but because of her obsession with Jordan Grace throughout the match, which caused both of them, actually like helped Kendall Gray get the win in the end. So Kendall Gray got the win. It's just that one thing is very weird with Kendall is that whenever Kendall Gray wins, like she always like celebrates with her Evolve title like she has just defended that title. Even though no, that match did not involve your championship at all. You won the match, but that match did not involve anything related to your championship. Why are you acting like you just defended your championship? The way she clinches the title and holds it up. And apart from that, a pretty fun match between Ethan Page and Mr. Iguana. Like Mr. I think yeah, Mr. Iguana. As like he was doing his tactics in the end. It was too much for Ethan. He first was, bamboozled by it, but in the end, twist of fate, finish, some paint on his shoulders and everything. But that is the thing. Ethan Page, you can give him whatever. He is doing great with the championship. I just hope he goes to the main roster. Like that guy can be world heavyweight champion. If you make him go to the main roster in 1 year, if you just support him, he will get the crowd behind him as a heel, and he will be a world heavyweight champion. Just do it. You also had Tatum versus Izzy, which the whole match was essentially the culling, emotionally manipulating Tatum. In the end, Tatum did give her finisher to Izzy on the announce table, even though like she was contemplating whether to or not. But what got to her was the original manipulator, Sean Spears, showing her both of the dolls, hers and Izzy together, and was like, we are family," and everything. And then he like tore the head off Tatum's doll, and then Tatum slapped him, went inside the ring. Izzy gave her a running boot and her finisher, and she won. And that is what happened. Though I know they'll have a rematch and she'll win. It's just that it shows how she was NXT champion for a while, and now she's just back to the mid card. Even if she wins the feud, what is next for Tatum Paxley? Like, you're not sending her to the main roster. You had her become the NXT Women's Champion because, okay, you rewarded her for being such a good veteran, but you don't really, you're not behind her. We all know, like, you do not see her as a star, you see her as a good hand. There is nothing bad with it, but the way the fans think of her, that is not what clearly the management thinks of her. So I think it would be better if you send her to the main roster, because the women's tag division on the main roster actually, after Liv's return and this war game stuff happening, has actually become very strong, because now you have Naya and Lash Legend, you have Alexa and Charlotte, you have Kyrie and Asuka, and you have Roxanne and Raquel. So you have four tag teams that which you can build a division around. You also have someone like a B-Fab and Michin, which can act as a, you know they just take pinfalls of whenever heels want to get some heat on them. You also have, if you want, you can have Chelsea and Alba Fire as well. They can, give something to the faces taking pinfalls. So you have a good set of 5 6 teams. I think if she goes up there, maybe she goes into a tag team with Lyra is also not doing anything after losing the Intercontinental Championship. They have this kind of they are friends, but they also Lyra is also like weirded out by her. That can be a fun pairing. So why not do that if you clearly see her as a hand? Because I don't see what is the future for her. Maybe a feud with Blake Monroe, but she's not gonna win that. So, and speaking about Blake Monroe, she's gonna have an open challenge to defend her championship. You have her, you have Trick Williams on the NXT Deadline poster, but both of them did not have any matches on the show. And yeah, that was the show. I think, did I miss anything? One thing also, that Lola Weiss got pinned a lot in the match. Did I miss anything? Maybe some tag team stuff? No, I think I got everything. So, pretty good, pretty concise show. Pretty excited for the NXT men's main event scene. I think Kendall Gray is just another defense for JC, anyways. I think you're gonna have Zarya turn on Sol Ruka sooner than later because she was not there, and they're showing that Sol Ruka is calling, but Zarya is not picking up. I think the eventual destination, I think, is maybe they'll have either Sol Ruka lose because of Zarya, or they're gonna have Sol Ruka defeat JC, but then have Zarya turn on her. Then you can have that Zarya Sol Ruka program. And so this is why Kendall winning is surprising, but we know like she's not gonna win. And even if she wins, it will be really, really weird. She's not gonna hold the title for long, even if she wins that. And I think, but the main event scene for the NXT Championship is pretty good. So, what do you think about the show? Tell me in the comment section. If you like this type of content, like this video, share, subscribe. If you don't, then share it with those who do. My social media accounts, which are my Twitter/X account and my Instagram account, links are in the description, so go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is shareboy.okicici, is also in the description, so go donate any amount of money which you can, which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it my for today. So thank you, goodbye, alvida.